Alright guys, Jonathan here from Diatech. What I wanted to show you today was how to take a FormIt Pro model and get it into Enscape inside Revit. So effectively what that allows you to do is use FormIt Pro as it should be for a conceptual modeling tool, generate all these really cool looking images, apply materials and any sort of detail you want to go into, even if it's low detail or high detailed. When you bring this into Revit, it retains its materials, which is obviously a key thing. And then when you engage Enscape in Revit, those materials are usable and viewable in the Enscape environment. But you can also change the reflection on windows and stuff like that as well. So all you're doing is generating the materials once inside FormIt, and then you're just bringing that into Revit. So very simple. So here we have an example FormIt Pro project. So this was modeled entirely in FormIt Pro. You can see all the conceptual masses and various groups created and stuff like that, and there's a couple of different views generated here on the right hand side as well. I can jump between those various views if I want to as well. But let's say you've done all that hard work, you now want to maybe present that to a client or visualize it in a bit more detail, maybe some sort of real-time or realistic detail, perhaps using Enscape. So effectively I'm going to show you how to get that into Revit. So here we are, we're inside FormIt Pro here. So all you have to do is save your file locally or on Autodesk Docs, and it's an AXM file by default. Press save, which I've already done. So you've got your model saved. All these materials then, for example, so any material I generated inside FormIt Pro. So if I go to my materials, and if I was to navigate down through here, any of this glass, for example, if I was to right click on that glass and go select all glass using this material, it would then highlight all of that inside FormIt. So I'm able to know what materials are in here inside FormIt and what they're named. The reason it's good to know what they're named is because when you bring that into FormIt, you then want to be able to edit those particular materials inside FormIt itself as well. So what I'm actually going to do is, so let's say I'm going to go to just get my color dropper here, and I want to just drop a color dropper on that, and that's glass new. So I know that's the name of that material. So I've saved that material. What I now need to do is I just go into my Revit environment, which I've already done. The way I do that is I go into my 3D view, go to insert, go to import CAD, and just navigate to the FormIt file. It brings in the proprietary format as an AXM. That's all you need to do. Bring in that model, press open. Then when you have it open, what I've done is actually hidden these in the background. So now I've imported all those models. So what I can do is just select all of these, unhide them, unhide any type of models that I want to be visible inside my 3D view. So all I can do is now I can view in here. I can see there's my building. The materials have come in. This is still an AXM file, by the way. You can see here on the left hand side, it's an AXM file. I have done something called partial explode. It just gives you a bit more access to the groups to turn them off and manipulate them in a bit more. And then I simply just set up a 3D view the same way you would a 3D camera view using your view tab up here. Using my view tab, set up a 3D view in your floor plan the same way you would for any type of Revit 3D view. So I have this 3D view generated. I then open up Enscape. So go to Enscape, press start on Enscape, and then open up my Enscape window, and you can see all of those materials are visible in here. So this is a FormIt model. It's still a FormIt model. It's an AXM file. It's not a Revit file, but yet I can use it within Enscape. So I can navigate around this building if I want. Zoom in on the windows, look at the brick, and then I can go back into Revit if I want. So what I can do, go to manage, go to my materials, and what I can do is look for that glass new, because it's going to add a reflection to it. So I'm just going to type in glass. So again, remember, this is the material that came in from FormIt, so you only have to apply materials once, and then it's usable. So what have we got? We've got some reflection. I'm going to turn up a bit of reflection, and then our transparency. I'm going to alter our transparency as well. Alter our transparency and see what other options we have here. So I'm going to turn that onto glass for the refraction as well, just to make it a bit more realistic. Non-metallic, that's fine. We could make it metallic if we want. It has a glossiness, image fade. Let's press apply on that. And now we're going to go back into our Enscape environment and just see what material updates have happened, if they've happened already. So you can see there that glass has updated. The reflection is now as per I added within the material library. I could go edit more of that. I could edit this brick material. that's bringing your model from FormIt environment directly into Revit, using the same materials once they come in with it, and then using Enscape to visualize this, maybe present it to a client or discuss it internally inside Enscape in the Revit environment.